All right, Governor, let's cut the small talk here. 2022 is coming up, 2024. We know former President Trump is considering a run. We know your name is atop that list as well. Where does that all sit in your mind right now?
It just sits when people always bring up my name. I mean, we've got a lot going on. And, the thing about this opportunity in 22, obviously, I've got to win my race. But, we're invested in congressional races, state legislature, and school board races. And I think this gives us such a huge opportunity to do so much good, as people really do appreciate. If you're willing to stand up and fight for them, man, they'll walk over broken glass to support you.
For sure. I mean, that's the same mentality that when Donald Trump said I could shoot someone on 6th Avenue, because he went out and fought for them. So I'm going to try one more time. If he runs in 22, if he declares,
these are futile opportunities.
By the way, you should see the movie Top Gun. It's amazing. I'm genuinely curious. So if he runs, do you run? How do you make that decision?
Nice try, man. We're here talking, having fun here, so it's all good.
Ron DeSantis does not want to answer that question. It's pretty obvious. When asked about his 2024 aspirations and potentially running into the buzzsaw that is Donald Trump, who wants zero competition and puts everyone else that even mentions it under his shoe. So let's go to some of the details of what he's talking about, because DeSantis actually is polling pretty well. In fact, ahead of Trump in this specific poll taken at the Western Conservative Conference. So this is, as those lists have, he has 71.01%, but Trump is right behind him at 67.68. So Trump sees these types of things. Trump sees these events. Trump sees the way the Fox News anchors, like in that clip, fawned over DeSantis. And he's like, this is a problem because I still need to try and weasel my way back in office so that everything about me continues to not be exposed, or maybe I can destroy a few extra things. But some of this pushback has also given him some other plans to do something about it. Let's look at this headline from the Daily Mail. It was that Donald Trump's planning to launch a 2024 presidential campaign in Florida to scupper any designs rising GOP star Ron DeSantis may have on a White House run. So DeSantis' rising star within the GOP, as this article went on, is said to have rattled the former president so much that he's now looking at various ways to unsettle any plans the Florida governor may have for a presidential bid of his own. They include Trump launching his bid from the Sunshine State and hosting a massive party close to the governor's mansion. This guy is so filthy. So the reasons why, a little bit behind this is DeSantis. Let's go to graphic number 5, you guys. Because DeSantis could be the fresh start the GOP is looking for, able to embrace the core values of Trumpism, but without his 2 impeachments or the 7 million votes lost at the end of his first term. DeSantis is the favorite to comfortably win re-election in November, which he could then use as a launch pad for his nomination for the presidency, whether or not Trump decides to run again. So the question here, Jessica, is, first of all, I don't think DeSantis should be as worried or scared as he is, but I get why. But then also from the other point of view, who would we rather even see from the Republican Party running? Because DeSantis does have some momentum going, and he's just as insane as Trump is.
Yeah, there's really no good choice from the Republican side, no matter who they put forth. I mean, at one point, people were talking about, is Mitt Romney going to run again? But now the Republicans all hate him. And I think it's ridiculous. Like if DeSantis is unsure about running, he would say, I'm not sure. If he was sure he is running, he would do exactly what he did in this interview. And if it was a no, it would be a straightforward no. So it's pretty clear he wants to run. And this rivalry between Trump and DeSantis is great, because if we make a significant portion of the Trump faction hate DeSantis, they might not be inclined to vote for him in the general. That would be like a great end scenario for this. But obviously, I think the Republicans will vote for whoever's going to push white Christian nationalism, which could be DeSantis. And I hate how DeSantis is always talking about like he gets stuff done. What has he gotten done? Give us specifics, refresh our recollection, because I can't recall anything he's done for the state of Florida in his time as governor.
He's been solidifying parents' rights to not go to Disneyland or Disney World out there.
And that's crazy. Have you seen any updates in this story? The state of Florida would have to acquire like $1 billion in bond debt if this deal were to go through. And there's a piece of legislation that says so long as this debt is in existence, they can't acquire Reedy Creek, which is the independent district that Disney operates on. And even if the bond debt was resolved, which is unlikely to ever happen, they would have to acquire all of their contracts for like trash pickup in hospitals and all of the stuff going on in Disney, which would raise annual taxes on Florida voters $2,500 for a family of 4. So I don't think DeSantis is gonna end up even doing that.
Well, he defended that before and said, oh, that's not really gonna happen, and gave no real specifics as to why that wouldn't happen. He just said it's not gonna happen. Again, it's a bunch of window dressing to make sure he looks a certain way. And then if it doesn't happen, he figures everyone forget, because he's gonna battle the next BS culture war to get people to glum on to the next thing he said that he did. I'm so glad you point out that he doesn't actually do much. And he says all these things. He's I guess you have to be a politician. I'm this, I'm that. I mean, people love me because I'm so wonderful.